I'm Gabby Crevitt, and coming up, I'll let you know how local business has been affected by recent avalanche tragedies in the area.
Plus, it's an identity crisis, how much of your personal, private information actually stays that way. We'll find out as MTN investigates.
Well, good morning. Happy Monday, Southwest Montana. Chet Lehman, Caitlin Corbett, Matt Elwell with you here, working our way through the 20th day of January, and it's pretty darn nice out. I mean, it's a little chilly but it is still the 20th day of January.
I believe, if I counted it right, 59 more days till spring. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the snow and deep stuff actually starts rolling in.
That's
is what
right.
You're saying. Yeah.
Temperatures this morning are chilly, though. Skies have been fairly clear, and that's leaving temperatures down into the single digits. The afternoon, though, is going to be fabulous. The clouds are trying to thicken up at this point in the day. Our daytime highs topping out into the low and mid 40s for most of the area. I don't expect to see much of a chance of snow for today, but a little later in the week, of course, we could be talking some snow showers in the area. We'll break it all down for you coming up from the Billion Auto Weather Patio in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Matt. Time now at 6:30. As we already said, avalanche danger is high right now in the mountain ranges from the Gallatin Valley down to near West Yellowstone.
Yeah, members of the Gallatin National Forest Avalanche Center say 2 large avalanches caused massive slides near Cook City, another in the northern Bridgers. Now this comes after 2 other avalanches reported on Henderson Mountain, also near Cook City.
When you're out skiing, out riding, digging snow pits and assessing the stability, is that every time you move from one aspect to another, one slope to another, we need to reassess and reestablish our baseline. If we'd used our baseline from a north-facing slope over here, we would have been caught off guard and wouldn't have known about this junk in the snowpack.
Now the Avalanche Center will continue to post regular updates on conditions throughout all of the local mountain ranges.
So the recent number of avalanche-related tragedies in the area has been a sad reminder of how dangerous the backcountry can be.
MTN's Gabby Crevitt has a report about how local businesses seeing customers respond.
So far this season, there have been 12 avalanche-related deaths in the western United States. And while the threat of avalanches is not new for avid outdoorsmen, local businesses have noticed their customers taking safety more seriously over recent years. According to the Gallatin National Forest Avalanche Center, there have been 15 natural and human-triggered avalanches in southwest Montana in the last 18 days. And while those numbers may be shocking to some, Tommy Rupp at Roundhouse Sports in Bozeman says most Montanans are aware of the dangers of avalanches.
The nice thing about living in the state of Montana is there's a lot of base knowledge when it comes to avalanche conditions, avalanche safety, and everything like that. So with regards to that, we don't have to worry about a lot of dip in business due to safety concerns or anything like that.
But avalanche tragedies and increased awareness has shifted customer focus to safety over recent years.
There's a lot more drive to the safety side of things than there is to, I'm just going to grab my skis and go into the backcountry skiing.
Rupp has seen more and more people investing in backcountry safety, from the must-have beacons to shovels and probes to airbag backpacks. If worn and deployed properly, airbag packs can increase chances of survival and can reduce trauma.
They want to make you larger than you are, but at the same time, they want to give you protection around the back and the neck.
Rupp says safety equipment is important in the backcountry, but most importantly, safety comes with knowledge and awareness, as well as being around other experienced people in the backcountry.
If you don't have the background or the knowledge of how to use your safety equipment, if you aren't certified, that equipment's only going to take you so far, and it's only going to do so much.
There are a number of avalanche information sessions sponsored by the Gallatin National Forest Avalanche Center coming up this month, and you can learn more about these events by visiting our website. Back to you at the desk.
All right, time now 6:32. Today, Montana State University will honor Martin Luther King Jr. in a celebration of Black diaspora.
MSU will host a number of presentations and lectures at the Strand Union building on campus and discuss the struggles that African Americans face both in the United States and in Montana. Black Student Union is putting on the event, hopes to bring awareness to some issues. Breakfast and lunch will be provided.
Superintendent of Belgrade Schools, Godfrey Saunders, will deliver a keynote speech at 6 o'clock tonight. The university says the event is the first of its kind for the Black Student Union, and the event is free and open to everyone.
Well, how much of your own personal information are you giving away to a company that you choose to do business with?
And how much of that can you trust personal information is being kept private?
Recently, a Kalispell woman was the subject of an online bullying campaign, all because she chose to speak up when an airline employee overseas stole her information in order to contact her.
Here's MTN's chief investigative reporter, Andrea Lutz, with more.
We can't assume our private information stays private, especially while overseas, where rules are sometimes different. And that was the case for Mariah Gladstone when she caught the eye of an airline employee while traveling this fall. Looking back, she has a message for anyone who might be at risk too, just by giving up essential information on a boarding pass.
Cybersecurity. It's always in the back of our minds as consumers and always at the forefront of headlines. As more systems come under attack, the cost to remedy becomes crippling. But what about the emotional toll it takes on you?
Yeah, the trip was great.
Kalispell local Mariah Gladstone is no stranger to traveling abroad. This fall, she visited Portugal with a friend, having the time of her life. But from it, a chilling souvenir at the Casablanca airport in Morocco.
Unbeknownst to me, there was an airline employee that took my information off of the computers and then used it about 5 days later to contact me.
The airline employee then used a popular app called WhatsApp to strike up a conversation.
I knew immediately that it should be reported.
So she did the very thing that a social media savvy person would do, make a public post about it.
I was in the Casablanca airport on Monday, December 2nd, and one of your employees took my number off of your system and used it to message me on WhatsApp.
Then something she never anticipated happened next.
Yeah, it spiraled quickly into something that got shared in Morocco, and I started to be bombarded with tons of harassing and insulting and threatening messages.
Post after post on social media, people she didn't even know from around the world insulting her and threatening her life.
I put my Instagram on private and I've deleted over 1,000 follow requests from that.
Her personal information and social identity had been compromised. Not only was her information shared without her consent, but it begs the question, what was the airline worker's intent?
You and I can have all kinds of formal policies and procedures in place, but if someone has malicious intent, perhaps they will find a way to get around that.
Brian Gurney teaches cybersecurity at MSU Billings.
You have to play some defense in order to protect yourself.
Even if we are mindful about protecting identity abroad, he says in the days of hashtags and likes, do we even think about locking down our social media accounts?
Minimizing what you do on social media, being aware of your surroundings.
Even still, we wanted to know the airline's policy, if any, for taking a traveler's personal information. MTN Investigates reached out to Royal Air Maroc, but our inquiries for comment were left unanswered. However, Mariah did hear back, with the airline official telling her this.
Then they simply said, "Hello, Mariah. We apologize for the inconvenience caused. We will investigate thoroughly the issue you have raised and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a good day."
Months after the fact, Mariah still has no idea if that airline employee was reprimanded for his actions.
That type of behavior should have consequences.
But after having her grievance and social identity put on display, she has a few things to share for the next adventure seeker.
I think that there is a lot that we can do to make sure that our social media, for one, is locked down and protected, and we're friends with only people that we know.
Upon taking a closer look at the terms and conditions on Royal Air Maroc's website, MTN Investigates found no details regarding the airline's own responsibility for handling the personal information of its travelers, something major airlines like Delta and United do choose to disclose online. For MTN Investigates, I'm Andrea Lutz.
And this story, along with other MTN investigations, are on our website. You can click the MTN Investigates tab, and you can also submit a story tip for Andrea to look into.
Back here at home now, 6:38. Saturday was the Sweetpea Festival's 3rd annual ice carving contest in Bozeman.
Love that. And people were invited to enter the contest for free, regardless of their ice sculpting background. Sculptors were given a block of ice and tools to show off their skills.
There was judging ceremony earlier, cash prizes for winners. Sculptures, by the way, will remain at Seroptimus Park on Main Street until they melt, and with Matt's forecast, sounds like that could be happening depending on what day this week.
Possibly soon.
Head on down to Seroptimus Park there at Rouse and Maine and check them all out.
Very cool.
6:39 now. When Montana This Morning continues, it's something that wakes a lot of us up every morning, but we'll tell you what experts say might be the dirtiest household item. That story, but first here's what's coming up at 7 on CBS This Morning.
Good morning. Ahead on CBS This Morning, Richmond, Virginia is on high alert as it braces for a gun rights rally today. Local authorities fear it could turn violent. We're at the state capitol with what precautions are being taken. And we begin our Road to the Grammys series. Gail meets 8-time Grammy nominee Lizzo, and I talk with a music executive about the Music Cares charity and how he says it literally saved his life. We'll see at 7.